Hello everybody, I'm Chuck Stone. Some of y'all may know me as Chuck Born Star. Just been encouraged by seeing other videos in this form and fashion that I wanted to make one of my own to give my contribution to the change that we are working on together to manifest upon the planet Earth at this time. And this is my Star-Seed introduction. This introduction is an attempt for me to explain my knowing of how I am a Star-Seed. And I know at this time it's a lot of videos out there to give you symptoms of being a Star-Seed. So this is nothing that influenced me in that fashion. This is just wholeheartedly who I know I am within myself ever since the day I was born on this planet. And this is the reason and the source of the topics that I choose in my music when I'm working out of the Chucc Born Star perspective. Ever since I was born, I've always had strange phenomena to happen in my life, whether it was with UFO abductions or actually seeing energies and spirits walking around me and communicate with me. I guess one experience is like when I was young. I was about 8 or 9 years old and was sleeping on the countryside of my grandparents' home on the countryside. And I know it now to be an out-of-body experience, but it was an experience that I had with my brother, with my older brother. And as I was having this out-of-body experience, I was standing at the end of his bed, at the bed that he was sleeping in. And I stood there and I just kind of didn't speak anything. I just kind of looked at him. And as I looked at him, his body began to raise from the bed. And he opened his eyes, but he was pretty much paralyzed and couldn't move, and all he can do was see. And now, me having the enlightenment that I have on these type of phenomena, I understand that I was in a 4th dimension and he was still in a 3rd dimension, because it was, pretty much cloudy. And whenever I'm in a 4th dimensional state, everything looked kind of weird and kind of cloudy, But to this day, he believes that a ghost actually lifted him up. And as a child, how am I to say, no, I did that with my mind power? I mean, how do you explain some of these things or say some of these things to your friends or your family or your girlfriend or your wife, any type of loved ones? How do you actually come at them with this type of experience in your life that's not accepted in today's society? And that's why I stand right now in total humiliation for whoever wants to make a negative comment about it or speak anything negative about it. Be my guest, because I'm coming out in a new way, And besides, I talk about these things in my Chucc Born Star projects anyway. So I've been in humiliation all my life, but I just wanted to, just kind of bring these things to the surface in a more personal way in these types of videos of kind of one-on-one thing with the world. And being that I'm like almost totally antisocial, because I've always had a problem with communicating with other people all my life. And now I'm making a video and making an attempt to talk to maybe hundreds of thousands of people in the world. I don't know how many hits this get. I feel my shit's so weird that I don't get many, many views or many hits. But those that do check out the videos and check out the music, I do appreciate that. To know that my work is actually being heard by someone or somebody. But I've been told that I am on a mission. I am on a mission to change the consciousness of the world. And I'm to do that through my ability and talents, mainly through music. I do have other abilities that I'm not very, I guess right now at this moment, I just sharing that telekinetic experience through 4th dimension with my brother. I don't really want to go too deep into many of the experiences or the talents that I have, because I don't want to make it seem like it's some type of egotistical thing, like I'm trying to be the second wave of a fucking Jesus or some type of fucking Messiah or some shit like that, because this is not what this is all about. I'm not in public relations, so if you have a problem with my profanity, shut the fucking video off, and just move on in a positive, perspective with your life. But it's just crazy for me now that this stuff is really coming to surface about all these things, and how I was told that I was here to give my talent to the world through music, to change the consciousness and the thinking of the way societies work. And I was raised in some of the most dangerous cities in Birmingham, Alabama. And this is, again, not no ego thing. I'm not trying to make myself look like some gangster, because I'm not a gangster. I'm not a thug. I'm just really a loving guy who will protect himself if he have to. I don't go out here trying to, you know, be a fucking renegade and tell people, you know, that they wrong about this and wrong about that. All I make an attempt to do is give different views and my opinion, my ways about some things. You know, if you see it in a positive way and you resonate with it, then take that and use it. And if it don't resonate with you and if it's just straight bullshit, then just delete it. You know, don't pay any attention to it. Just omit it from your life. You know, but that's what my music is all about. You know, I promote the Illuminati movement, and not in a way of Tupac Shakur. Not trying to be a Tupac, never could be a Tupac. There's only one, you know, Tupac, and only one ever will be. You know, and I proclaim myself as Chucc Born Star. That's my I am presence when I'm doing music. And I claim Illuminati because of the whole Illuminati type of thing, of the clashes of the dark and the light, you know. And I'm a light rider. And I call myself a suicidal Illuminati rider because the things that I speak about can be dangerous to speak about these things and oppose other forces in the rap game. Because there are some, you know, some artists out there that will shoot you or kill you or harm you. And I know these things because I've experienced these things in street form, you know, in all types of ways. You know, my life has been threatened all my life. You know, so, you know, that's not a thing to me, and that's why I put the suicidal part on there, and I'm willing to give my life to the light to make my contribution to what it is that I'm about to do. And I know some of the things that I do and say may seem very arrogant to others, and this is not a thing about arrogance or anything about being egotistical when I'm doing my music or when I'm speaking to people in general. You know, this is about bringing together of ideas and opinions and bringing a balance to the force. You know, I give shouts out to all my dark brothers and sisters all the time. You know, everybody's not in the whole peace, like love thing, and that's cool. And nobody's expecting for you to make this change. This is the things that comes in many different levels, in many different ways, because we all got our own path to walk. But the thing I want to put out there is to respect each other's path, Star-Seed or not. You know, eventually I believe we all find out we Star-Seeds from some distant planet in the whole spiritual reincarnation recycle system anyways. You know, it's just some of us are who are the first wave, second wave of waking up to bring a new way of thinking, you know, to our societies in our way. You know, because sometimes, you know, I feel like I may be ahead of the game in the way I speak things, so I try to sit down and strategize much more simple ways to speak to people and to speak in more understanding ways to my music, from me having a raspy voice in the way in the way I speak things. So I speak as plain and clear as possible so that everybody can be in direct understanding. You know, but I'm letting everybody know that I know I'm a Star-Seed just by knowing. I just have a knowing about things, and I've always had a knowing. You know, and I talked to my mom, and I hadn't talked to her, you know, and or seen her in like 2 years. So I just made a reconnection with her to kind of let her know how I've been feeling in my life, and why I was the way I was when I was a child, teenager, and why I'm in silence the way I am in my adulthood, doing my work, you know, and making sure I keep myself balanced in doing my meditations and exercises and eat right, and continue to make a positive change in music. That I know some of my music is gonna make a conflict because it's gonna oppose somebody else's beliefs, you know. And when I do that, that's just the start of me kind of striking the flame within your own mind to go on your own search. You know, I don't know how much of influence my music has been out there to other artists and other rappers, but I know it has been an influence. I don't know how far it's gone, but I know I have made some type of contribution and change to the whole cosmic hip-hop rap game. And I salute all the other cosmic rappers out there who doing this new age, new wave thing, no matter how you look at it, no matter what terms you put on it. You know, I'm very appreciative to be able to be a part of that in that way, you know, because I don't have, like, you know, no offense to anybody who know me, but I don't have like homies or homeboys that hang out and go clubbing and all that stuff. I don't do normal human activities. I tried those things that just don't fit to me. I've actually studied different behaviors and different types of behaviors of people, and I've never felt like a human being. No matter how crazy that may sound, I've never felt like I belong here or a human being. And I've just started to express some of these things to my mom, and she said one thing to me that really touched my heart, and I was very happy to hear her say this. It may seem funny to y'all, but she told me she always knew that I was different. She told me she always knew I was strange. And I was a weird child, and I was. But, you know, having some of the experiences that I had, I couldn't help but to be that type of child growing up in a society that I had no way of understanding, no way of really coping with it, you know. I had a rough time, and I know there are other children out there that's having rough times that's coming in now. I know there's other children in other lands and around the planet, you know. But my focus is on bringing the unity together in more ways than just going through it about collaborations to music, you know. Peace to everybody out there who gave me the opportunity to, you know, put my shit down, you know, in my way on their beats, you know, from doing their hard work, you know. So being a Star-Seed, man, it's just totally different. But when you come to waking up to what's going on, and you have a better understanding of how all this shit is really like put together, and it seems like the more I understand, the more I feel so fucking stupid, like I don't know shit, you know, because that's how amazing, how vast this thing is, you know. And I resonate with the Pleiadians, you know. I know I'm a Pleiadian Star-Seed, and that's why my name is Chucc Born Star, because I feel that I'm literally born from the stars, you know, watching the sky all that night and having contact with extraterrestrial civilizations to the point where I've developed to having a telepathic link, and I can actually remote view and see outside the Earth's surface and remote views to other distant places, and I can see myself up there, you know, and I'm down here in this hologram. You know, and I can touch things and physically smell things and hear the ducks and hear the birds and feel the energies from the stones mountain behind me. But still, I know I'm in some type of computer-generated system. Well, my senses is behaving in a way, because now my other senses are going on for my chakras, and I meditate on the 13 chakra system. You know, because I've done things like bilocate and teleport and seen and astral travel. You know, I've done these things through my meditation, so I know these things are real. You know, I've studied room magic. You know, so I have studied witchcraft and practiced magic and witchcraft in some ways, and I don't want to say that to make you detour from you know. Really feeling what I'm saying in a positive way, because all that shit's the same. You know, the same thing that they use in black magic, you can use it everything in a positive way. You know, you got a negative and positive polarity. You know, whatever you use for negativity, you know, you can use it in a more positive way. So you bring the balance. But in order for me to really understand who I was and why I had a connection with all these occult mysticism, I had to go into these things and study these things and practice these things and become these things. So like I tell people, I speak through experience. I don't speak through just reading books. I don't knock people for reading books, because if you're reading books, you resonate with it for some reason in your subconscious mind. It's a reason for you to study and read what you read, because you're very familiar with it and you already have this information within you. You know it. You're just making an attempt to wake up this information for it to come to your conscious mind, and you actually live it. You know, you